Let me guess, you've probably commented on hundreds of reels trying to download every free guide that you can get your hands on, watch hours and hours of YouTube and tutorials, but yet you still feel stuck. You're probably wondering, do any of these things actually work? Or how long do you have to keep doing this until it starts working? And look, before you even click off this video, I just want to simply share with you a lesson that I've learned when it comes to downloading all of this free information and all of these free products that everyone's trying to give to you. I wish I learned this lesson sooner, and that's why I'm trying to make this video, so you don't have to make the same mistake that I was doing for years. The thing about downloading all of these freebies, we think we're gathering all of this information, like some new LUTs to color grade your footage, ebooks or guides like 10 steps on how to grow your personal brand, a 500 AI ChatGPT prompt guide. Yes, I've seen this before, 500, which I get from a creator's point of view. They're just trying to give value, but realistically, are they using the 500 prompts like every single day, or like, is it actually useful? We've heard time and time again to give free value. But I think when all of this free value gets diluted because it's free, it usually tends to be not as valuable. Like out of the 500 prompts, maybe 5 or 10 are good. But like, do we have to spend the time to sift through all of them to even figure that out? See, the thing is, we're in a constant chase for more information to try and solve the problems that we have. If you're trying to grow your personal brand, you're constantly looking at everyone else and seeing how they're growing their personal brand and seeing if there's some sort of cheat code or this one little piece of information that they know that somehow all of that now starts working. The truth is, you constantly searching for all of this information with all of these freebies, most of it is just bombarding you with so much information that's probably not even as useful to you. And the truth is, there isn't one single piece of information that you're going to learn that's going to change everything for you. And look, I'm speaking from experience because I've been that guy that's looked for hours and hours for all of this new information. I still felt lost trying to solve all of these problems, and I still wasn't making any progress. So I just want to share with you this framework that I've learned that actually helps solve these problems. So the thing is, when you're feeling lost, you're actually stuck in the same cycle repeating again and again. And the only way to move forward is to actually understand what part of that cycle that you're actually in. And it has 4 stages: information, execution, persistence, and experimentation. Because most of us think being overwhelmed is actually the enemy, but it's actually your starting point. So by the end of the video, you're actually going to understand what part of the 4 steps you're actually at, and therefore you can actually solve the problem that needs to be solved and actually start seeing results. So step 1 is information. If you're just starting to grow your personal brand and you have no idea about how to film, how to edit, any sort of content strategy, and you have absolutely no idea, then yes, this is the stage that you're in. You need to get new information. But I know most of us have actually watched hundreds of hours of content already, and they already know all of this information. Like I said, most of us never go past that first step, which is we're constantly searching for more information. We're constantly spending hours looking for things and trying to solve our problems with just more and more information. The thing is, when you're lost, yes, the first step is information, and you should collect new information. But understand, not all of the information is useful, and by collecting more and more information, you start adding other elements because of all the information that you can't even solve that singular problem. Your brain just gets fried and you can't solve problems efficiently. Think about when you're transferring data into a computer. If you upload one file at a time, no matter how big it usually is going to work faster. Rather than trying to move 10 things all at once, you've probably experienced how slow it can get and how the computer just fries itself. This is what most of us are doing to our brains. We're constantly getting all of this information. It starts to slow down our processing, so we can't actually solve for our problems. So the question you have to ask yourself is simply, what is the one thing that I can learn today that's going to move me forward? See, once you gather new information, the answer is execution. Knowledge without action is worthless. You have to start small, even if it feels messy. By you actually creating the content, you're going to start to get feedback from everything that you create. So when you start posting content, you're actually going to get the feedback to know what to do next. The thing about execution is, you're not going to know what direction to take until you start implementing. Once you start creating content, you're actually going to get feedback from the audience to tell you what is good and what isn't. People are going to comment on what they actually like, and they're going to bring up certain topics or questions that you can answer. And you're never going to know this by just more information again and again and again. You have to start creating content and use that as the feedback loop, because you're getting new information every single day from the feedback of your content. You're going to learn the nuances not only within the feedback from your audience, but also how you film and how you actually execute. You might need a clip-on mic because you're always moving around and you actually realize you don't need a stable mic. Or you might spend so much time at an office or a studio and you realize you actually need to build a studio in-house. Only through execution are you going to understand all of these details. You've probably heard it a lot: experience is the best teacher. That's why whatever you learn, you have to start executing. Progress is only going to come from doing and not just planning and planning and planning. It's like writing your script again and again and again, But without actually filming the content and executing, you're not going to know how you actually speak into the camera. You're not going to be able to improve on your tonality and how you speak towards the camera. Only by doing it again and again and actually reviewing yourself will you actually learn these lessons. Which comes to the next step of persistence. It's going to be fun and exciting as you start creating content. But after the first month, after the second month, after the third month, you're going to realize it takes a lot of time and effort. And the only way you're going to solve this problem is by systems. It's not just about just implementing now and just trying to figure out as you go. You've now learned the lessons and you've figured out what works and what doesn't. This is where you have to start putting systems into place. Maybe you realize you need to have a camera set up so that you can start recording straight away rather than spending an hour just to set everything up. Maybe not having all your content on your phone, on your laptop, on your computer, all over the place. These lessons that you learn from executing, you should start to now create systems. Systems designed to work with you. So that could be a place where you store all of your ideas, you know where to post everything out from, you have a desk set up so you can sit down and start filming straight away, and you can analyze that system and see what ways that you can improve on it. Even just a content strategy that you can just follow day in and day out. It's going to be extremely hard to stay persistent if you just wake up and go, today I might film some stuff today, or you have all your footage all over the place that it takes so long just to edit one video. That is the biggest reason why most people fail. They don't have the systems. This is why for me, this is the most important thing of what I'm trying to do and my mission. Because I realize that content compounds over time. And if we're able to actually create the content consistently, that's when the real magic happens. Just like investing in the stock market over time. If you invest once or twice 10 years ago, yes, it could have done pretty well. But as they say, compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. So learning how to invest every single week is what is going to make the difference in your life in the long term. And that goes the same with content. By having systems and understand how you work through your execution, you'll be able to play the game infinitely. And then stage 4, which is experimentation. Once you've built a format and a system that works, you're now able to have the breathing room because it's going to run efficiently to try and experiment and try new things. Maybe you've got your home studio set up and you're able to create content consistently. Maybe you want to now try start a vlog or be able to get someone else to film you. You're only going to be able to get to that point if you've persisted and built a system. And the truth is, this is where all the top creators eventually will go. They'll eventually pass the stage of building systems so now that they can actually experiment and try new things and be able to actually scale and grow. Even with experimentation, you're going to be able to now have the freedom to try other things within your business. And by you experimenting, you're also going to find new formats to keep your audience on their toes so they're not just expecting the same old thing every single time. Instead of just creating content for YouTube, you might also start email marketing or building a community or launching a new product. Either way, when you try this new thing, you're going to realize at some point you're going to need new information, which is where the cycle repeats. This is the framework that I wish I learned a long time ago because I was just stuck on the first phase every single time, which is constantly just trying to look for more information. But what I didn't realize is I needed to do the other steps. Is anything that I want to leave you with today? Feeling lost isn't failure. It's the beginning of your next breakthrough. So identify which stage you are in that process. So focus on mastering that one step and solving that problem before you move on to the next. But anyway, I just wanted to jump on and share this with you because this is something important that I've learned. Not really scripting anything out and just sharing information. So hopefully it could resonate with you and give you a new perspective and stop you from downloading all these freebies. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much and peace.